What's up, everyone? Welcome to Power Play with CJ. I figured I'd talk about, not basketball necessarily, but the NBA playoffs are upon us, and although the Los Angeles Lakers are not in it, people are weeping for them across the country. I figured I'd talk about Steve Nash, the great Canadian basketball player, Vancouver native, huge Canucks fan. His brother-in-law is actually Manny Malhotra, who plays for the Carolina Hurricanes. Pretty good, gritty third-line center. Came back from an amazing eye injury. I watched something on Grantland, which is a Bill Simmons ESPN page, on Nash coming back next year from his last year because he's getting paid $10 million, and I don't think any one of us would turn down that amount of money for, to play basketball for a living. But growing up, he played hockey, and like most Canadian kids, and first of all, he was one of my favorite players to watch in his prime. The way he could facilitate, he could shoot, he could get to the hole effectively, and you think about the mentality he had as one of the greatest passers in the history of the league. I think he would have made the NHL, to be honest with you. I think if he saw the ice, the way he sees the court, and with the mobility, he can go where he wants to go. Take the puck where he wants to take it. The way he in his prime with Phoenix, he could take the ball and just do these amazing things. And the pick and roll with Amari, and then before that in Dallas, with Dirk Nowitzki, he was great. He was a great facilitator, and I can honestly see him being an Adam Oates, Nick Backstrom type. Mark Savard is probably the perfect example. Savard doesn't have anything. When Savard was healthy, he didn't have the athleticism Nash has, and I can see him being a 66-year guy. I know it's hard to make that correlation, but sometimes it would just be great at anything they did, just because the IQ and the way they keep themselves in shape, and just take care of their bodies. And Nash has done a fantastic job at that. And again, he was a great soccer player growing up too. So the mobility is there. Well, not anymore with the Lakers. But I can see him being, again, one of those legitimate forwards, and puck distributing, playmaking forwards. It's something cool to think about. If things had gone differently, he'd be Henrik Sedin instead of the starting point off the LA Lakers. But I've always admired Nash as a player. I gotta admit, tough deal when he came to Boston for the Stanley Cup Finals in 2011. I know he's a huge Canucks fan, and his brother-in-law at the time was playing for the team, but tough to come to the building and root against the Bruins, but we'll forgive him for that. And it was pretty cool. He tweeted a picture in the finals 2.5-3 years ago, up by the Bobby Orr statue at the Garden. He said he was one of my favorite players, and it's like you respect that in the guy. Anyone that's a Bobby Orr fan is okay at the end of the day, and that's something that transcends hockey or basketball, the greats of any sport. But I just figured out my thoughts on that, because again, I can see Steve Nash, if he had chosen to go the hockey route, he would have lost a lot of money, considering he signed $100 million contract with Phoenix and has made a lot of money. I know the ex-wife has half of it, but yeah, that's the nature of the beast, pal. Anyway, that's all I got this episode of the Power Play with CJ on if Steve Nash has chosen hockey. Stay tuned for more episodes throughout the playoffs and beyond. Later, guys.